No mai, haere mai, kia ora, good afternoon and welcome to Wakefield Park for this round 8 clash between Wellington Olympic and Napier City Rovers. Two wounded warriors out to make amends this week, both with an opportunity to reflect and recharge thanks to the Chatham Cup buys both sides have after chaotic defeats in the last round. The 6-game winning streak and first defeat in the league this season came for Olympic with a 3-2 loss to stop out last week. That's safe to say no one saw coming. Napier City Rovers are out for their own redemption today. An injury time defeat to the Wellington Phoenix will have hurt just as bad as it ended a 3-game unbeaten run and rise up the table. Let's go to the lineups now, and Bill Robertson makes 2 changes to his side. One of those is enforced with Fergus Neal unable to play on turf pitches due to a previous injury that sees him sit out this match. Caden Atkins comes in to bolster the back line alongside captain Jim Hoyle and the increasingly impressive youngster Jack Albertini. Oscar Mason, after his area that led to the Knicks winner, retains his spot between the sticks. The other change is the return to Rovers for Karan Mandir, who makes his first appearance for the club this season after a spell in the United States. Stefan Karajovanovic, who impressed on debut last week, maintains his starting spot alongside McNamara, Leopard and Korf, who have no shortage of goals this season so far, 17 between the three of them. A shortage of defenders sees coach Bill Robertson name himself on the bench, with Harry Mason and Sam Lack looking to provide some impact as well. Let's go to the home side, and after the shock loss to stop out involving 2 red cards, Rupert Kemmies has had a bit of a reshuffle of the pack. Merlin Luke Miney comes in for former Rover Gavin Hoy to lead the attack alongside Hamish Watson up top. Joel Stevens is back into the starting side after sitting on the bench last week. It's 8 starts in 8 for 18-year-old Theo Ettimer, the only Olympic player to have started every match this season. And those suspensions to Joe Hopper and Ben Mutter and Josh Rogerson out of the matchday squad sees Justin Gully leading the side with Tam DeMiro in defence that will have their hands full with that Napier attack. Napier aren't the only team bringing in players from the past. Gianni Bazoukas has rejoined the side after returning from Europe. Last season's National League Golden Boot winner will be eager to make an instant impact off the bench. And as you will see, the weather isn't flash today in the capital. Occasional rain that's becoming persistent this afternoon. Southerlies becoming strong this afternoon. Possible gale in the south, which is about where we are, a high of 14 degrees. So thank you very much to our camera operator that's manning the tools today out in the wild weather. We will have a few rubs of the camera to clear some of that water off so we can make sure that we see the action nice and clear, so bear with us. Worst of the rain is apparently predicted from about 4 p.m. So that's after the end of this match. So let's hope it stays away. But as you can see, it's already pretty grim out there. Olympic will want to assert their dominance back on the Central League this week. Arguably the upset of the season against Stopout sees them now level on 18 points with the Knicks and Western Suburbs at the top of the ladder. But they do also have a game in hand. So they won't be too worried just yet. Napier will also know they need to get back to winning ways if they want to be in the mixer for the top 4 and National League qualification come the end of the campaign. And we're underway here at Wakefield Park. Referee Mark Whitehead getting the match underway there in pink. There's no missing him. Charlie Send and Alex Dalberg will be the sideline referees, putting their flags up as Napier look to make an early inroads into Olympics defence through Christian Leopard. Here's Korf, who was impressive last week against the Knicks. He's a bit of a handful, but Henry Sinclair, or Jack Henry Sinclair, that is, clears away. Atkins, his throw only finds Devonport Peterson. And here's Mandir with his first touch. Good cross into the middle, but it's headed away pretty easily by Olympic. Watson looking to move Stevens out on that far side. Carlu's got him covered. Mason with an early touch. Launches it long. Cleaned up well by Ettimer. And Basale just gets rid over halfway. Will be a throw Good back and forth early doors from these two sides, neither side really settling into it just yet. We did, of course, have, both sides did have a bye in the Chatham Cup round last week, so they will be feeling a bit more energised and refreshed. But the draw has been released, and it will be a tasty affair for Olympic in June against Wainui. Rupert Kemi's his old club, and Caelan Gould's, which I'm sure both will be eager to show the side what they're missing. Leopard muscled off the ball by Davenport Peterson. And Sinclair looks to poke it forward. Fallen to Hail Marion in the middle of the area. Has been able to get some starts under his belt, Nathaniel has. As you can see, the rain is really starting to come down here at Wakefield, but hopefully he'll be able to make out most of the play. Here's Davenport Peterson launching it long towards Sinclair, who's got him past Leopard, and can he cross? He cuts inside and shoots, but straight into the body of Mason, who's able to gather. It's exactly what Sinclair loves to do down that right side, get in behind the defence. Napier will have to be extremely wary of that. DeMiro cleans up that flick and gives it to Basale. Etima dropping into that centre-back sort of role with Gully moving out to the right side. There's a bit of a makeshift defence with both Joe Hopper and captain Ben Mutter both receiving red cards last week. No complaints from Rupert Kemi's about those. Olympic start to move forward with the hold-up play from Watson, but he's given it away to Leopard. McNamara. 7 goals already this campaign. But Olympic are charging forward here again, and Mason has to come out to clear. Merlin Luke Miney just hustling the Napier defence and almost got on the end of that. Hail Marion. Gully pushing forward. Sinclair. He's got some space. Big challenge by Caden Atkins there. And both Hoyle there as well. Well, anybody who's played football on a turf pitch knows you've got to be brave to dive. This is a new improved turf pitch. It was relayed over the summer. It saw Olympic move out to Endeavour Park for their home games of the National League. I'm told that it's a lot nicer to play on this turf. White rubber instead of black. Apparently that makes a difference. The most important thing on a day like today is it apparently drains very well. Davenport Peterson finds Gould, who slips Sinclair over the top. His cross comes into the middle, and the heavy touch from Luke Miney just wasn't what was required. A golden chance there for Olympic to open the scoring. And again, it's through the right-hand side of Sinclair, which is causing the trouble for Napier's defence. They'll need to lock that down. Hail Marion. Just goes back safely to Basile. Olympic starting to control this one. 5 minutes gone. Merlin Luke Miney strong in that hold-up play. Stevens. Gould. Olympic just forcing Napier deep into their half, and good interchange. Sees Sinclair unleashed again. His cross comes in, and again it's another good one. But no Olympic player could get on the end of it. Doe, the former Olympic player, fouled just to give Napier a bit of relief. Mason gets on with it quickly and launches it upfield to Leopard on the left side. Korf. Albertini. Despite that pass, he's been good this season, Albertini. He has made 4 appearances, all of those starts in the either left back or right back position. But at just 18 years old, and he's shown impressive ability at this level. Sinclair finds Gould. His pass cut out in the middle there by Kara Jovanovic, the new man for Napier. You'll see Bill Robertson just down there, just making a few adjustments to his side after the early onslaught from Olympic that they'll hope they've weathered so far. Albertini's long throw just couldn't find a black shirt. And Gully can look to clear away and get the attack moving. Watson tries to flick on, but it's cut out by Kalu. DeMiro wins it back, but Napier are on the ball again. McNamara just reeling away and disgusted. His pass there, thought that there was an opportunity to unleash Kara Jovanovic on the right side. Davenport Peterson moving away from Doe. It's always a calm presence on the ball, he is. Gould looks to unleash Stevens. Running at Kalu. He's able to skip past him, and the cross comes in again, and it's cleared away by Albertini. The intervention was needed as there was an Olympic player lurking at the back post. And Watson now has an opportunity to create. Looks to put Sinclair in, but it's wandered out to the corner. Albertini being turned inside out, but he holds on. Gives the ball away to Gould. His ball comes in now, trying to find Watson, but headed away. Olympic back on the ball. The attacks keep coming.
Tight now. Up, Yeah, up again, get in his face.
Gully not able to find an option. Watson. Ball just flicked out of play by Leopard. He slotted into a left back role.
Tight now.
Tasked with trying to contain Sinclair. And he's fouled him. It'll be a good battle between those two down the left side. Both with big engines. They'll be running all day. First attacking free kick though for Olympic now, with both Gould and Sinclair standing over it. Napier have weathered the storm so far. Sinclair's tantalising ball to the near post, and the referee says that's a corner. The last touch from captain Jim Hoyle. As Luke Miney was again present in the box. Here's the delivery. It's a bit of a tussle in the middle, but it is headed away by Napier. Stevens on the edge of the area. It's been contained well. Has got the ball to Hale Merriam, but it's won by Kalu, and Napier can break now. Who can he find? Well, the ball was the right one, but it was just too far ahead of Korf, and it just skimmed away on the surface. But Napier will be buoyed by the fact that there is space in behind that Olympic defence if they can break out. DeMiro switches the play to Gully. Watson coming deep to hold up the play, and that's the skills that he possesses, the ability just to keep the ball away from defenders and force fouls. Here he is, Hamish Watson, looking to feed Joel Stevens. And the ball's gotten away from Carlu, and Mason's come out, and another golden opportunity for Olympic goes betting. As Mason came charging out of goal, and Stevens was able to flick it into the path of Sinclair, who just couldn't turn it in. Well, you feel it's coming for Wellington Olympic here. Side with this amount of quality up front won't miss too many chances like the ones they've been having. And you feel that Napier are just somewhat hanging on a bit, as Sinclair is fouled again. You have to say he'd be one of the most fouled players in the league. Gould with the delivery towards the back post. Dealt with well by Napier. Hail Mary and cleans it up. Earns position back for Olympic, but forces it all the way back to Basale. This makeshift, somewhat defence from Olympic is holding up well so far. Theo Etema in central defence. He's usually in the midfield. Started all games this season, the 18-year-old. He's got another task at hand today. Rupert Kemes has given him. Try and keep this Napier attack at bay. Here's Doe trying to make something happen, but he's greeted by a wall of Olympic players. Davenport Peterson can begin to muster forwards. Here's Watson, who's through, but Carlu has scrambled back and manages to clear away. Korf doing the defensive work at the back. Calls from Bill Robertson just for his side to settle. Using the throw for a bit of a breather. Leopards flick on, just goes straight back to Olympic, and they get back on the ball. Doe does well to win the ball back, but they just couldn't bring it under control to force an attack. Etema. Leopard under the pressure of Sinclair just puts it out. As the Greeks have another entry into the attacking third. Gould. Davenport Peterson. Sinclair looks to cross. Jim Hoyle winning the ball back, but only as far as the throw-in. Hoyle again forces the throw. You can just see the wind blowing there. A lovely Wellington southerly to contend with today. The stuff of dreams for football players in Wellington. Another chance here for Olympic to try and open the scoring. They've had plenty of them in the first 16 minutes, and here's the delivery. It's not bad, and Davenport Peterson's header is saved by Mason. It's a crucial stop, and the ball eventually goes out for a goal kick. You have to think a header either side of Mason there probably would have ruffled the net, but the young Napier goalkeeper was able to get his body behind it. And Rovers escape again. Korf wins the foul there from Davenport Peterson. Napier have an opportunity for an attacking free kick. Mandir just urging his defence forward. There've been few and far between any sorts of attacks for Napier. So what can they do here? Mandir launches to the back post using the wind. It's come back out to him. Puts it back into the middle, and there was a Napier player lurking there, but Vasale cleaned up and unleashed Stevens, who can launch it wide out to Gould, who's won it in the penalty area. Shots deflected, but the danger's not away just yet. Mandir does good work just to hold up the play and win the foul to relieve the pressure. Mason launches long to Leopard, who's able to flick it in. Sinclair once again wins the foul. Rupert Kemmies will be hoping for a reaction from his Olympic side, and he seems to have got it so far with the number of chances they've created. He says complacency slipped in last week against Stopout, and it's what led to their 3-2 loss. What is being called the upset of the season so far. They conceded a pen within the first 10 minutes, and then 2 red cards to Joe Hopper and Ben Mata really sunk them. But a reality check doesn't hurt sometimes, and they'll know Wellington Phoenix and Western Suburbs will be breathing down their neck and itching to keep the pressure on as they chase a 3rd title this season. And they'll want to win today to show them that it was just an outlier. Here's Korf, looking to get his side out of their own half, but Sinclair's won it back and has managed to find Luke Miney on the second time of asking. Myro breaks the press of Napier, and Stevens has been fed into the box, and the cross comes in. It is intercepted, but Stevens has another bite of the cherry and goes for the shot and scores. Well, you give Olympic that many chances, and they're bound to score. Stevens winning the ball back on the second time of asking and just moving onto that right foot and slotting it into the far corner of Mason's net. An Olympic lead here, 1-0 at a very wet Wakefield. Well, with the number of chances they've created so far, Olympic deserve that. Bill Robertson's men will know they had somewhat been hanging on in the first 20 minutes, and they'll need a big response if they're to stop any more goals coming in this afternoon. Doe looking to work hard in the middle to try and start an attack, but the Olympic defence is relentless. Hale Marion's ball has somehow found Sinclair, who ball in the middle eventually lands to the feet of McNamara, but just seems when Napier get on the ball, they just try and force the attack forward, and at the moment it's not proving very profitable. But there they are on the attack. Korf's header flicks out to Leopard, who just drags the volley wide. And that's probably the best chance so far for Napier. They haven't been able to fashion many shots, let alone get into the box of Olympics. So Leopard, I'm sure, will be disappointed with himself that he wasn't able to make more of that. And Olympic are back in the box again. Stevens flicks the ball across and it falls to Watson. And it's two in quick succession for Olympic. They've punished Rovers, who've been unable to contain the relentless attacks. The cross in from Stevens just was popped out kindly by Mason's save. And Watson was able to tap in his 5th goal of the season. And Napier find themselves 2-0 down in a matter of minutes. Well, they need to be careful here, Napier, that it doesn't get even worse. Bill Robertson is barking orders on the sideline because he will know that the attacking talent that Olympic have on display, this could get messy. Passes from Napier, just not able to find teammates' feet. Well, after most of the early attacks coming down the right-hand side of Sinclair's wing, Stevens has been the one on the left to provide both the goal and the assist. Mason coming under pressure here from Luke Miney, and he just has to clear away, and he turns to his players and asks how that was made to happen. We know Olympic won't be content with just 2 goals. They have dispatched sides throughout the season. Wanganui, 6 goals. North Wellington, 7 goals. Petone, 4 goals. Miramar Rangers, 3 goals. They know how to score this lot. Sinclair looks to find Watson, but Atkins is there. Hoyle clears away. McNamara just Unable to get a hit on it through to the height of Itema, but now a chance for Napier to attack forward, but Basile is out, and Kari Ivanovic on the right there. He hasn't had a lot to do, but acknowledges the idea there. Now Stevens is back running it. Caden Atkins. His ball just a loose one. Napier are able to reset. Itema. Stevens and Gould interchanging well. Stevens has space again to run into. Checks back for Hale Marion. Drifts past Mandir, who just tries to keep up with him. Demiro decides to switch play to Gully. Sinclair up against Leopard. Albertini's there to block it. Luke Miney working hard, defending from the front. Gould finds the space and curls one, and that's a fantastic goal to make it 3 inside 30 minutes for Wellington Olympic. Well, Gould found the space, and the Bulldog went bang. Fantastic curling strike. That sees Napier with a world of work to do. Napier trying to get some sort of way back into this game now, but McNamara's ball unable to find anyone and just goes straight into the hands of Basile. Well, Napier's defence just unable to contain this Wellington attack. And they're back on it again. Sinclair's making inroads. His cross comes in and Albertini has to get rid. It falls again to Gould. The danger not over. Sinclair's cross to the back post. Stevens curls it back in and ooh. Napier have to deal with it. But it's only so far as a corner, and the pressure continues on the men in black. Gould goes short. It's only headed away as far as Stevens, who can deliver. Luke Miney and Watson. Well, you think the experience of Hamish Watson would have put that one on target. But again, it's just attack after attack, chance after chance. And this comprehensive display by Wellington Olympic. Gully finds Watto, who finds a lovely ball to Luke Miney, who just toys with Albertini, and he's inside the box now and finds Gould, who hits the bar. A whisker away from a double there. Hal Marion delivers it back in and Hoyle headers it out. Napier seemingly with no answer. Stevens with acres of space to run into. Checks it back, but Mandir can clear, and Karajovanovic can get on the ball. Napier just need to find some position, not just to try find a way into this match, but just to give themselves a rest.
Would it help?
Napier have won it back in a good position here, but Doe's ball just straight into the path of Itema. Yeah, well, Itema, he hasn't had too much to do, but he has looked assured in that centre-back role. He's definitely got the height, but he hasn't been troubled so far by McNamara or Korf. It helps when the majority of the time is spent in the attacking third, though. Hoyle tries to find Karajovanovic, or it was McNamara rather, at the back post there. Couldn't find his head. Napier City Rovers are undoubtedly the side that do the most travel in this league, coming down from Napier on a bus to Wellington for majority of the away games, and to be 3-0 down after 30 minutes is not what you want to see after a 4-hour bus ride. There's Mandir trying to take control. McNamara can't hold it up, and Watson's ghosting through the defence. Albertini does well to just get rid of the ball. Sinclair. Davenport Peterson. DeMiro. Stevens. Couldn't get past Napier this time, as he has for the majority of the first half. Sinclair charging forward now. Gould looks to try feed in Luke Miney, but Hoyle's there to clear away. You can see some of the Olympic substitutions there in the background, just trying to keep warm in this horrible Wellington weather. No doubt, as Gianni Bazookas sees the goals continue to go in, he'll be eager to get on the field and start his Central League campaign, the National League Golden Boot winner. I'm not sure his teammates will be very keen to come off if there's chances to score. Here's Sinclair with a good delivery. Carlu's there to hit away. Only as far as Hale, Marion and DeMiro, who can try pick the lock of Napier's defence again. Sinclair, lovely back heel, puts Gully through. His ball's flat across the turf and Watson goes over the bar. It was a crucial intervention there by Caden Atkins to stop Watson finding a second. And Olympic have another corner. Gould's ball finds Peterson, but can't find the goal. Watson again. Unable to turn it in on goal. Olympics number 9. Doe finds Karajovanovic. Finds Leopard on the left side, who just, you think, out of hope and what seems like a bit of a lack of ideas here from Napier. Just went for the shot that fell straight into the hands of Basile. Mandia looks to find Leopard again, but he's contained by Gully. And the header from Hoyle falls into the path of Gould, and now Sinclair's through on goal. It's a crucial intervention by the captain. Otherwise, Olympic would have had their 4th. The balls over the top have proved fruitful for Sinclair down the right side. He was just unable to pick out. Hamish Watson had wandered into the box. He'd almost back the right back to go for it himself. He's already got 6 goals this season. Sure, he'll be licking at his lips at potentially adding to that tally already, but here's Napier trying to get on the ball. Again, the final pass lacking and falls back into the position of Olympic. Atkins and Sinclair doing battle. Both believed it came off each other, but referees ordered a goal kick. Atkins. Korf moves away and goes for the shot himself, and Basile's aware. Olympics number 1 will need to keep warm down there as the side stays up and Napier's attacking third. There will be, I'm sure, some work for him to do in the second half as well, so he won't be able to go to sleep. He's only had the 1 clean sheet so far this season, so he'll be trying to eye up a second today. As Olympic have another free kick in a promising position. Just 5 minutes to go in the first half, and I'm sure Bill Robertson will be hoping that Napier can avoid conceding another and they can get back into the sheds and try reset, maybe make some tactical changes to try and nullify the wingers of Olympic that have been having so much joy down the wings. Here's Gould. It's a good ball to the back post, but it's sailed over everyone, unfortunately. Karlu trying to find Korf down the line. Karajovanovic tussling. Here's Doe. Leopard's touch, just unable to bring that one under control. Here's Gully. The attention of McNamara just forces him to go backwards. And Davenport Peterson slotted in well to help out. And Watson can move forward now. He slips through Stevens again, who's in the area, and ball's cut out, but Watson's there. Mason will be able to claim easily. Pinged around the area there, and I'm sure a few hearts were in the mouths of the Napier defence, but did fall safely. Strong challenge there by Atkins, but it's a clean one. Basilate tries to find Luke Miney. Gully looking to thread the needle, and there's a bit of indecision, but Mason was there to smother the ball as Gould was lurking. Again, that ball into the final third, just finding an Olympic shirt instead of a Rovers one. Stevens has a chance to run at Atkins again. Chops on to his right. He's done it before, and it almost proves successful again. But Napier have cleared it away. Mason able to parry that one out to his own defender this time. Korf finds a ball to Karajovanovic. But Etemard holds him up well, but Gould's lost the ball, and Korf can try and make something happen. He's wandered into the box, and he's been brought down by Gould, and it will be a penalty. And a potential lifeline back into this match for Napier City Rovers. It's quick feet from Korf there. Got him past the initial defenders, but Gould was a bit too eager with his challenge and just pulled Korf down, and the Englishman will have an opportunity here to get one back for his side as we approach half-time and give them something to go into the sheds with. Here he is, and he slots it down the middle. For his 7th goal of the season. And he gives his side a bit of hope with minutes until we head into the sheds. Bill Robertson will hope that this will give his side a bit of a lift, as they haven't had much to cheer about in this first half. It's been all Olympic, and It could be their first shot even on target. But they'll need to shore up the defence if they're not going to undo all the good work they've just done. Here's Gould on the edge of the area. Stevens has wandered through, but it's straight at Mason. In fact, it was Luke Miney who had an opportunity there to restore the 3-goal lead. Albertini challenged as the ball was far gone, but no foul given. And Mason, I think, just decides that you need to get it as far away from their goal as possible. Well, they're not short of attacking talent, Napier City Rovers, so they will know if they do get the chances, they have the quality to be able to find goals in the second half. And it's been raining them here at Wakefield as the referee's blown half-time. An outstanding attacking display by Wellington Olympic in the first 45 minutes, but just before the half-time break, Napier received a lifeline through a penalty from Korf. Let's have a look at some of the action. Sinclair was able to craft his work as usual down the right wing. Watson was always lurking inside the box and proved troublesome. Stevens, this was the first goal. He was just given space to launch onto his right foot and slotted into the far corner past Mason. And this goal came only moments later with Stevens' cross parried only as far as Watson, who was able to find his 5th goal of the season. Napier's chances were few and far between. That final ball just lacking most of the time, but this was a wonderful strike from Caelan Gould, who just curled it into the left corner. You just can't give the Bulldog that much space. And here was the penalty that has given Napier a bit of a lifeline. But they know they'll have plenty of work to do, and they'll need to solidify that defence if they're to stop Olympic from scoring and be able to get themselves back in this one. We'll take a quick break. We'll allow our camera operator to hopefully get a bit dry, and we'll be back for the second half shortly.
The Fern is a symbolic representation for all New Zealanders and has been reimagined to represent all of football in Aotearoa, New Zealand. A circular shape not only symbolises the round ball used by all those that play the game, but also, and more importantly, represents the strength and infinite connection created by all those that play a part of the game. With each piece of the Fern recognising and acknowledging those that make the beautiful game beautiful. The stalk represents our grassroots, our communities, our clubs, our volunteers and our fans. They are the foundation and are at the centre of all we do. The pinner represents our federations across the whole of New Zealand. Our federations guide and protect our clubs and communities, allowing everyone to be heard, to be represented and provide guidance and opportunities at every pathway. One brand identity with regional differentiation. Federations in New Zealand football working together to serve our communities, creating more than a game, creating a sporting whānau where everyone is welcome.
We believe in supporting and nurturing our extended sporting whānau, working towards promoting a healthy group activity that kids, parents and friends love. We want everyone to feel invited. It is in our DNA. We are accessible to all. We are football in Aotearoa. We are the beautiful game, and we are proud to be the largest sporting whānau in New Zealand.
And welcome back to Wakefield Park, a wet and wild Wakefield Park here in Wellington. So we're about to get the second half underway here between Wellington Olympic and Napier City Rovers. After a commanding first half performance from Wellington Olympic, they were 3-0 up. A late penalty from Derek Korf saw Napier just with the slightest bit of hope to take into the sheds at half time. So it'll be interesting to see whether whatever Bill Robertson has said to his men can inspire them for a comeback here. But immediately they're on the back foot with Henry Sinclair charging down that right wing, and Mason has to come out and dive in the wet turf to prevent them immediately restoring that deficit. Here's Hamish Watson. Luke Miney. Doe's back defending. Well, Bill Robertson has been concerned about his side conceding sloppy goals, but there wasn't much too sloppy about what Olympic did to them in the first half. It was their class on full display. But here's Rovers with an early chance here to try and eat away at the deficit. McNamara goes for the back post and almost chips the goalkeeper, Basale, who had to deal with it as he cannoned into the back post there. He just tipped it over the bar onto the roof of the net. It looks like we just have to make sure that the goalposts are in the right place after Scott Basale cannoned into them.
Come on now, boys, come on.
An early chance here for Rovers to get another one back. There's McNamara with the delivery. It's a good one. It's at the back post to Kalu, but he can't turn it on goal. Solomon Island International. He did have the space and time, but the direction just wasn't there. Haven't been any changes to either side at the break. There are good players on both benches that can make their impact in the second half. Gavin Hoy being one of them. We saw in the break him just having a chat to his former compatriot, Karan Mandir. Even shared a hot drink, which I'm sure plenty of the players would have wanted to get in them at half time. Gould finds Stevens. Shimmies past Kalu. Luke Miney's trying to fashion some space for him to find a shot, but he's closed down. Mandir looking to try and unleash Korf on that left wing. Itama was there. Now Kalu and Atkins trying to keep Napier on the ball as Mason goes long. Karajovanovic, he hasn't had a lot to do, the Canadian. After a prominent display in his debut last week, it's been quite the opposite today. as he settles into Central League football. Watson wins the header. Now goes into the box, turning Albertini inside and out, and he has the chance to make it 4 and does. Watson has a double, and Olympic have 4. Well, the experienced striker turned the 18-year-old inside and out and was able to pick his spot, and Mason was unable to do anything about it. And just under 5 minutes gone in this second half, and Olympic have restored their third 3-goal lead. Not the start Bill Robertson's men would have wanted. That goal takes Watson level with both Jack Henry, Sinclair and Gould on 6 goals so far. And the shot from Korf, trying to make something happen. It sails wide of Basile's goal. Well, when Hamish Watson gets in the box and he's running at you, there's sometimes not a lot you can do, and that was a lesson learnt by youngster Jack Albertini, who will watch that back, I'm sure. But Napier have a chance, and they've got it. And it's Kara Jovanovic. It was a lovely ball from Leopard, and seemingly out of nothing, Napier have got another one back. And again, the deficit is down to 2, and Napier will feel that they can score goals in this. It was a lovely ball from Leopard that Kara Jovanovic calmly took at the back post, and that's the first goal for the club for the Canadian. Sure, a welcome addition to Bill Robertson's side. And they'll be pleased that since he hasn't had much to do, when the chances come, he hasn't fluffed his lines. And here's Korf now. Getting past Bulldog, interchanging with Mandir. Napier have their tails up a little bit here. And here's Leopard into the box. Wants his cross-like, straight at Basile. Does well to parry it away. Feel there's potentially plenty more goals in this one. Korf turns Davenport Peterson. He's into the area now. McNamara just couldn't turn away from the experienced Justin Gully, who got a foot in, and now Luke Miney is charging at Atkins. Takes it to his right. Can he get past Mason? But the 18-year-old stood strong. That's the worry for Napier. Even if they are down the other end, this Olympic side has a wealth of attacking talent who will be ready to counter their goal. Here's Gould. Delivery onto the penalty spot, and Davenport Peterson rises, but nothing to trouble Mason. An exciting start to the second half. 2 goals within the first 10 minutes of it. Gould just trying to flick that on for Watson, but Mason was out to claim. Gary Ivanovic winning the first ball. And McNamara just coming from an offside position there. He looks bemused at the lino. There's not many strikers that accept the fact that they've been called offside. Vasile launches it towards Napier's area. Mandier's going to try and make something happen for Napier. McNamara's won it in that attacking third, but Etam is there to provide a barrier. Kalu looking to launch the long throw. Doesn't like the option, so finds Doe. Mandia. Here's Korf. Interchanging with Kara Jovanovic, and Korf goes for the shot. Well, you think Rovers' key to success here today will be getting that man on the ball, as since that penalty late in the first half, Derek Korf has got more and more into this game, and you can see what he can do with a small amount of space. That was a lovely bit of interchange with Kara Jovanovic to tee him up. Just was over the fingertips of Vasile. Doe and Harold Marion competing in the air for the bouncing ball. Here's Gould. Still on it, and Watson's in the middle. Unhappy campers on the Napier bench there with that decision for a corner. Was Albertini that had come across, deemed to have put the ball out, and now Olympic have a chance to deliver another ball in. But Napier can break through Kalu. Doesn't have a lot of options in front of him. Checks back. McNamara provides the pressure for Demaido, who just clears it away. Doe finds his captain Hoyle in the middle. Albertini goes for it. Well, the fake and the rollover of the ball. You could sense that he was going for the shot. Doesn't lack confidence. Napier just trying to provide a bit of a press and stop Olympic from getting out too easily. They've done it well here. Korf wins the second ball, and Doe fouled on his way away from Hale Marion, the former Olympic player. Been a clean game so far between these two sides, but you can imagine if the scores get a bit tighter. The passion of these two teams will come to the fore. Referee Mark Whitehead was just trying to remind them that he doesn't want to see that happen. Mandia delivers. It's fallen to Kalu, who goes for the spectacular, but it would have been something to score from that distance with an overhead kick like that. And Olympic out of their half again, and Stevens has had the ball fall fortuitously, and he's through on goal, and he goes the near post of Mason, and he makes it 5. It's 2 on the day for Stevens. And it's a 5-star performance from their attacking talent that is on hand. Well, just when you think Napier are getting back into this and beginning to start to have a foothold in the game, they just seem to get mauled by the wing play of this Olympic side. Stevens makes that his 4th of the season in the Central League. He really has been a fantastic acquisition, and a signing that, when you saw it on the team sheet at the start of the season, made your eyebrows raised. The former professional with the Wellington Phoenix. He's been playing in the 3rd tier over in Sweden, and really does bring a quality and class to this Olympic side, who had a bit of replacing to do in the summer. But Napier have a corner here. The delivery's not bad, but Kalu can't wrap his foot around it well enough and falls out to Korth. Here's Karyavanovic. Falls to Kalu on the edge of the area. He can't shoot with his left. It's Luke Miney back defending on Doe. Korth. McNamara holds up well. Can't find the space to shoot though. And Napier have the chance, or Olympic have the chance to counter here, and Mason's out quickly. Luke Miney with the pace there, just a breeze past the defence, so Mason was forced to come out of goal. Striker will be feeling a little left out of the goal-scoring action, so he'll be wanting to try and get on the score sheet. It looks like we might have our first substitution of this one. Will be Cameron Emerson, who's coming on to replace Karyavanovic. This goal was well taken by the Canadian, but fortunately the fence hasn't been able to stop leaking goals, and it hasn't been enough to try and stem the bleeding. Here's Emerson, his first touch. Finds Leopard on that far side. He gets the delivery in, but Itima's there to cut out, and it's again delivered. Stevens is back. Cleaning up as well, doing his defensive work. There's still plenty of time to go in this one, and it'll be interesting to see whether Olympic put to just try and keep Napier from scoring any more, or whether they really try and rack up the goals. I'm sure there'll be some bench players itching to get on the field, the likes of Bazookas and Hoy. So we'll see if they get any minutes. McNamara is still chasing hard for Rovers. Emerson. Leopard. Here's Korf. Trying to tease the defence out, and Doe's fouled them. And they've had a fair bit more of the ball this half, Napier, and they have been able to get their own goal, but it's those deadly counters from Olympic which have really proved the difference. They have a chance from a free kick here. Korf standing over it. Basile putting two in the wall. Emerson has just come on, and he's a tall individual. You can see him there in the number 9 shirt, so provides a handy target for Korf to aim at. McNamara's lurking at the back post. It's a good delivery, and it's down from Kalu, and there's cries for handball. Nothing given from Mark Whitehead, and Kalu's trying to weave his way back into the box, but it's won back by Olympic and cleared away. Well, the whole of the Napier attacking players went up for that, and we have a substitution here, and it will be Gianni Bazoukas to come on, as well as Sam Matrakis. Looks like Merlin Luke Miney has come off for the Olympic legend. Will be hungry to show what he's learned during his time away in Europe. Here's Matrakis as well. He's also just come on. Looks like he's come on for Hale Marion. He provided another great shift in the middle. Strong challenge there from Emerson, who earns the first yellow card of the match. I don't think there was particularly any malice in that. I think it's just his body was just moving. He wasn't able to control it. It's cannoned into Tio Etema. It's the tug of the shirt there by Doe on Gould, earns Olympic a free kick in a dangerous area. Looks like Hamish Watson is keen to line this one up for a hat-trick. He's got Sinclair for company, who I'm sure will want to get on the score sheet as well. The long run up from Watson looks like it could be a powerful one, and here it is. The number 9 cannons it into the wall. It does its job, and it's out for a corner. Gould has a chance to deliver. Bazoukas making a nuisance of himself in the middle. Goes in and cannons into the head of Gianni, and it's cleared away though. Here's Korf. Finds Leopard. Napier breaking out here through McNamara. He's into the area, but just couldn't find a black shirt. Tio Etema, who's been there all day, has been able to win it back. Now, if the scores do stay this way, it'll be the third match in a row between these two sides where it finishes 5-2. Looks like Napier aren't going to be able to break their 5-match streak of losses against this Olympic side. There's just indecision inside the area from Napier. It doesn't cost them this time. Stevens has won the ball back from Kalu. Watson trying to turn away. Bazookas. Stevens checking onto his right, trying to find the right amount of space. Sinclair. Albertini and Gould battling away, and he's forced it away for a corner. "20 minutes to go in this way and I'm sure plenty of action to come. Napier have managed to get a bit more of a foothold in this game, but they haven't been able to stop the goals coming in. Goals from Watson and Stevens in the second half. Kari Jovanovic was able to find one for the visitors, but at that stage it was 4-2, and quickly Olympic restored the lead to 3. Here's Emerson charging forward. Stevens is back defending. McNamara's got Gould for company. Tries to shift past him. DeMauro uses his strength to hold him off. Well, Kemmys will be happy his attacking talent has started to find the back of the net today, with a game against Wests next week, and what will be a very tasty occasion as they too have attacking talent to burn, and proving to be a tough side to beat in this competition. Bazookas is fouled again. And Sinclair will have a chance to try and deliver another teasing ball, which I'm sure Hamish Watson will be eager to get on top of. Here it is. It's at the back post, but Watson just can't reel it in. Looks like we do have another substitution as well. Looks like Tae Do is making his way onto the sideline after another hard-working shift in midfield, and the youngster Sam Lack will make his 8th appearance for the season and 7th off the bench. Mason not confident of going short there, so just decides to launch it long. McNamara's flicks gobbled up by Justin Gully, who decides it's time for him to have a run, and he Almost gets past Albertini, but the 18-year-old shows some great strength on the experienced former professional, and again ushers it out for another Olympic corner. Back to those fixtures. Olympic have both Wests, then Miramar Rangers and Karori in their next matches, and Napier have North Wellington, Stopout and Petone. Watson's at the back post. Headers it back across to Davenport Peterson, but Emerson clears away. Matrakis is there to mop up for the Greeks, and they can build again. Watson tries to slip through Stevens, but Mason is smart and comes out to claim. Mandia finds Cam Emerson. Korf. Lack. Emerson tries to flick it in for Korf, but Davenport Peterson is there to calmly win it back. Bill Robertson urging his side to press, and they've won the ball back, but Korf's touch is uncharacteristically heavy. You just heard there, Bill Robertson thought that was a perfect opportunity for Sam Lack to be able to win the ball back, but Olympic were able to break the press. Here's Gould, who's slipped through Sinclair, who's wandered into the middle and finds Watson, who finds his hat-trick. And Wellington Olympic have hit Napier City Rovers for 6. Well, again, in the blink of an eye, Olympic turned defence into attack, and Sinclair unselfishly just teed Hamish Watson up for his second hat-trick of the season. Well, if the game wasn't dead and buried before, you have to think it is now. A real commanding display from the wealth of talent that Olympic have in their massive squad. And here's some more that they're going to bring on. Looks like Gavin Hoy, a former Napier City Rover, and Devon Thurston, and number 17, will come on for Caelan Gould, who's added another goal to his highlights reel. With that peach he scored in the first half, curled past Oscar Mason. Looks like Devon Thurston might have come on for Jack Henry Sinclair on the far side. That's the bench cleared for Olympic. Here's Thurston, trying to find Watson for a fourth. Watson now also joins both Gould, Sinclair, all on 6 goals. I'm sure Gavin Hoy It's just on the ball now, and here's Olympic in again, and oh, it's just been taken a bit too far past Mason. As Olympic looked to chase his 7th. It was Joel Stevens looking for his hat-trick. And he'll now deliver the corner. Watson's there. Bazookas with his back to goal, but he's deemed offside by the assistant referee. He just looked to backheel it past Oscar Mason. It would be the Linos flag that denied it. Looks like Harry Mason will come on to replace Donny McNamara, who's worked hard as always today, but unable, unfortunately, for Napier to add to his 7 goals of the season. Harry Mason, Oscar Mason's older brother. This is his 5th appearance of the season. It's the 5th time he's come off the bench. We'll be looking to show Bill Robertson he's worthy of a starting spot. Here's Sam Lack going up against his opposite number, Stevens. Carlu. Mandir. He's been busy in his return for Rovers, Mandir has, but hasn't quite been able to pull the strings in the midfield how he would have probably liked. Carlu tries to find Everson and can't even on the second time of asking. And here's Hoy. Can move forward against his former club. Here's Thurston. Making inroads into the defence, and it falls to Watson, who Mason makes a good save, but number 9 was offside. Mason wasn't to know that, and it was good work by the Napier keeper. So we're into the last 10 minutes here at an atrocious Wakefield Park. Conditions have been terrible today. That hasn't stopped the fluidity of Olympic, and they've kept the ball well and been able to find 6. A real commanding performance after that shock loss last week against Stopout. And admittedly, with quite a makeshift defence, with Theo Essima stepping up into that centre-back role, the 18-year-old filling the boots of captain Ben Mata.
Lock in then, lock in.
And adding another string to his ever-growing bow. Here's Emerson, looks up and goes for the strike, but just never really looked settled on the ball and shanked it away. He has looked busy since he's come on. Emerson trying to will his team forward, but that shot was just a bit wayward. Here he is again, the number 9. Just can't keep it in.
Right, lock in, lock in. Tight, push me tight. Sam, step on. Sam, step on. Yeah, better. There. Up, Ian.
Here's Hoy. Looking to feed Stevens, but Caden Atkins is there. I'm sure Petone will be glancing at the score just before their match this afternoon versus Waterside Karori and know that this gives them an opportunity to try and create a bit more distance between them and Napier. They are sitting currently on 12 points with Napier on 10. So a win for them today against Waterside will see them really solidify themselves in that 4th position. Remember, the top 3 teams go directly into National League at the end of the season, but if the Wellington Phoenix are in that top 3, it extends out to 4. But here's Sam Lack with an opportunity to make it 3 for Napier, and he has. The young man gets another consolation goal back for Rovers, and it was a good bit of interplay here. Sam Lack just finding the space in between the defenders, and it's a smart finish. He's continued to impress the 18-year-old every time he has come on for Rovers this season. It's his 3rd goal so far. And he gives Bill Robertson something to think about on the bus ride home. I'm sure that will be a little bit of a worry for Rupert Kemmies. He won't want his side switching off. And again, they, apart from their 7-0 trouncing of North Wellington, so far this season, they haven't been able to keep a clean sheet bar in that game. They know they can score, but sometimes attackers can have an off day, and he'll know that'll be something that the side will need to work on so they continue their quest for a three-peat. Here's Thurston. Moving past his defender easily. Leopards had a lot of work to do down that left side, dealing with Sinclair, and Emerson looked to almost be through there, but it was a good challenge that got the ball from the Napier defence, from the Olympic defence rather. Here's Graham Mandir, who's pounced on that loose ball. Here's Napier again, falls to Kalu. His touch is just probably not what was needed. Did manage to get a shot on goal, but Napier needed a lot better there. Just a few minutes left in this one as referee Whitehead deemed that challenge to be just a bit dangerous. I'm sure the wet conditions and cold, screaming southerly, which has been battering the two sides all afternoon, will have taken its toll, and there might just be a few lazy challenges coming in. So Cam Emerson especially, who's on a yellow card, will need to be careful he doesn't earn himself another. Although I'm sure an early hot shower probably wouldn't be unwelcomed. Hoy doing well to bring that down and finds Stevens. So Olympic try and fashion another chance, and it's a good ball, but Mason's there to claim. Lack. Fouled by Gavin Hoy. Emerson turns away well and tries to slip in Korf, and Basile's there. Puts his body on the line. There's just a little bit of concern being shown for the Olympic goalkeeper. Did everything he could to get in the way of that shot and keep his side's lead at 3. Looks to be okay though. Napier puts the ball in, and Basile shows that he's still up to the task there. It was a good header that looked to be creeping into the bottom right corner, but Scott Basile was there. We have to say Napier have continued to keep fighting as this match goes into the 90th minute, and Thurston wanders into the box, and Bazookas is there, and Stevens has a golden opportunity for his hat-trick, but looked to just snatch at it and blazed it over the bar. But that's been Napier's problem all afternoon, despite their fight up front and it continued attempts to get at Olympic's goal. They've just been able to let Olympic through the back door too easily. Olympic continuing to press as we're inside the 90th minute now. This will see them restore their lead at the top of the table with 21 points. They have a game in hand over Suburbs and the Knicks, so they'll back themselves to be able to create that buffer to 6. Especially with West's their next opponent. There'll be some keen eyes on that match. Next weekend out at Endeavour Park, which after last season's National League campaign based out there, it may even feel like a bit of a home game. Here's Korf. Napier continuing to try and work the ball forward, but the damage has been well and truly done today, and is seeking another consolation. Is Kalu. Back here was just unable to find Emerson, who wasn't on the same page. Mandale wins the foul. Korf tries to keep the ball stuck to his feet, but the brick wall of D'Amato's in his way. Itama, the young head on his shoulders, just decides, let's just get rid of it. Here he is again, finds Hoy. Again, Olympic mount another last attack. Stevens, after missing that golden opportunity for a hat-trick, has an opportunity to wander into the box now. Who can he pick out? Bazookas was there, but Napier were in the way. Matrakis. Davenport, Peterson and Watson combining well. Tries to slip through Bazookas but can't, and you can see the frustration on Olympics number 10's face. He wanted that earlier, and here's the cross, and here's Davenport Peterson, but it's over the bar. He's had a few good opportunities for a header today, Davenport Peterson. But that's the final whistle. Referee Mark Whitehead brings it to an end and allows the players and the spectators to get inside and get warm after a wet and wild Wakefield day. An absolutely commanding display from Wellington Olympics attack. Napier City Rovers tried to fight back as hard as they could. But let's look at some of the highlights here from what was an absolute goal fest. We'll bring you this first goal from the first half, rather. The third goal in Wellington Olympics, Bo, was that screamer from Caelan Gould. That's surely got a feature in the highlights reel for goals of the week. Hamish Watson just showed all his experience here on Jack Albertini. Turned him one way and the other, and the deflection did the rest. Napier were able to create some chances themselves, and a smart finish there by Kara Jovanovic earned his first goal for Napier City Rovers. Just as quickly as that goal came, Joel Stevens was through and he spotted some space at Mason's near post, and you can't give a man with that much experience an opportunity like that. Sinclair, some unselfish work from him, teamed up Hamish Watson for his third goal for today and his second hat-trick of the season. And some smart play saw Sam Lack, the 18-year-old who continues to impress for Napier, come off the bench and score his third goal of the season. It would be in vain though. Wellington Olympic taking this one out 6-3 and restoring their spot at the top of the Central League ladder with 3 points today. Thanks again to our camera operator who's braved the elements today out there. And we'll see you back here next week for another exciting game of the National League.